The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings, are we, not this crude matter.
The Force resides in all living things, even you.
If that's true, then why doesn't everyone use it?
Talent is a factor, but training and focus are what truly defines someone's success.
That's not how the Force works.
Dave Filoni, the quote-unquote savior of Star Wars and apprentice to George Lucas, doesn't understand how the Force works. In episode 3 of Star Wars Ahsoka, Ahsoka Tano tells Sabine that anyone who trains enough can use the Force. Now, if you watch Liars, like Star Wars Theory, you might believe that this is actually how George Lucas viewed the Force, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So many people, including Star Wars Theory, are twisting this quote from George Lucas. If we have enough midichlorians in our body, we can have a certain amount of control over our personal force and learn how to use it, like the Buddhist practice of being able to walk on hot coals. Some people can't because they just don't have as many midichlorians. That's just genetics. So the more midichlorians we have, the more accessibility we have to the Force, so we have to be trained how to use it. Now let me explain what this quote means. George Lucas said whoever has enough midichlorians can use the Force. He never once said that everyone can use the Force. Everyone has midichlorians, and midichlorians are a vital component in one's ability to use the Force. However, just because you have midichlorians doesn't mean you can use the Force. This quote basically flat out says this, too. Some people can't because they just don't have as many midichlorians. That's just genetics. The more midichlorians you have, the more Force sensitive you are. Look at Anakin. His midichlorian count was over 20,000. No Jedi has ever had a count that high, not even Yoda. Now, this doesn't mean that Anakin is more powerful than someone like Yoda or Mace Windu. It just means that Anakin has more potential than them. Let's say Anakin did reach his full potential in the Force. He would probably be able to, solo the entire Jedi Council. Okay, well, maybe not that far, but you get what I mean. He'd just be levels above all of them. And Anakin knows this, too. That's why he's so mad about being held back. But that's besides the point. The point is, the more midichlorians you have, the more potential in the Force you have. Everyone in the Star Wars galaxy has midichlorians inside of them. But most of them don't have enough potential to use the Force. They aren't sensitive to the Force. They call Force users Force sensitives for a reason, you know. It's because they're sensitive to the Force. Let's take a look at Rogue One, a movie that George Lucas himself liked. Chira Inouye, I forgot if that's how you say his name, I don't fucking care anymore. So yeah, the fucking blind Asian guy follows the will of the Force. So he's basically this Jedi, but he can't use the Force. This man has devoted everything to the Force, but he still can't use it. Why is that? It's because he's not Force sensitive. This is in Disney's own canon, but Dave Filoni ignored it because he doesn't care about the canon. He only cares about turning Star Wars into what he wants, not what George Lucas or the fans want, not even what Disney wants. It's what he alone wants. Dave Filoni retcons so much stuff, and he shoves Ahsoka into everything. He wants Ahsoka to be the face of Star Wars, not Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia. No, he wants Ahsoka to be the face of Star Wars. There's another quote from Lucas that people always bring up. It's one that gay Filoni defenders love. The Force was available to anyone who could hook into it? Yes, everybody can do it. Not just the Jedi. It's the Jedi who take the time to do it. They use it as a technique. Like yoga, if you want to take the time to do it, you can do it. But the ones that really want to do it are the ones who are into that kind of thing. Also like karate. So, I guess this debate is settled since George Lucas said everyone can use the Force, right?
Wrong!
This quote was from 1981. 42 years ago. George Lucas's ideas went through many different changes over the years. He said things later down the line that flat out contradict this, because his vision evolved. In this very quote, George Lucas said that Yoda is like a guru. He doesn't go out and fight anyone. This is completely false now. In Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, Yoda literally fought Dooku and Sidious, respectively. Neither one of them attacked Yoda first. Yoda went out of his way and confronted both of them both times. This entire quote contradicts the prequels and stuff George Lucas said more recently, so you can't use this quote as an example to defend this fucking episode of Ahsoka. The concept of midichlorians completely contradicts this quote. Anyone can do yoga or karate, anyone can put in the time and train hard enough to get the black belt if that's the sort of thing they're into. Anyone can train their bodies to be flexible enough to do some crazy yoga poses if that's the sort of thing they're into. The Force is a lot different. Your potential in the Force is determined by how many midichlorians you possess. So Anakin has 20,000 midichlorians, a higher count than any Force user in existence. Let's say Anakin reached his full potential in the Force. Someone like Obi-Wan, who has 13,000 midichlorians, can never reach the same power Anakin has achieved, no matter how hard he tries, and no matter how much he trains. Even if he trained every single day for the rest of his life, with little to no breaks, he still wouldn't be as powerful as Anakin at his full potential. He wouldn't even come close to him. Okay, now let's say Anakin is better than Obi-Wan at karate. Well, if Obi-Wan puts in the time and effort to train and practice, he can be just as good as Anakin at karate. Same thing with yoga. If everyone can use the Force, then why didn't Obi-Wan watch over anyone else? He only watched after Luke. This guy should have gotten an army of Jedi to defeat the Emperor and Vader. Why not get Luke and all his friends? I mean, fuck it, just make them all Jedi. The fate of the galaxy is on the line here. If everyone can use the Force, then why were there only 10,000 Jedi during the prequel trilogy? Now I understand that 10,000 is a lot of people, but that's nothing compared to how many people live on Earth, let alone the people of the Star Wars galaxy. There should be millions or even billions of Jedi. There's so many planets in Star Wars, and you're telling me there's only 10,000 Jedi? Either the Jedi Order is filled with complete retards, or the Force is kind of this rare thing that not many people have. Filoni is contradicting the Clone Wars, you know, the show that he made with George Lucas. In Season 2, Episode 3, Children of the Force, Palpatine hires Cad Bane to kidnap these Force-sensitive babies that were supposed to go to the Jedi Order.
I foresee an army of Force-talented spies in my service, trained in the dark side to peer into every corner of the galaxy from afar.
Yeah, so if Palpatine wanted Force-sensitive spies, then why didn't he just have Cad Bane capture any random child? I mean, everyone has the Force, right? So, I mean, it shouldn't matter who he kidnaps. Why would Palpatine have Cad Bane go through all the trouble of facing whoever the Jedi will send out to stop him if he can just tell Cad Bane to kidnap someone that the Jedi aren't planning to take in? The Jedi will never find out about it, and it'll be super easy to do it. It's almost like Force sensitivity is this rare thing that not many people have. Now, wouldn't that be something, right? You know, I can just keep going on and on, but I won't. I've already said enough. The idea that everyone has the Force contradicts the originals, the prequels, and the Clone Wars, and it's also just a stupid fucking idea that just doesn't make any sense, and just takes away from the Force, in my opinion. At the time of recording this video, we are only at episode 4 of Ahsoka, but I am confident that Sabine will have some bullshit scene where she uses the fucking Force. There's 2 scenes that foreshadow it. The first one being when she tries to move the cup with the Force, and then the second one is when she tries to push away Shin. You can even hear a little Force push sound. I am very confident that Sabine and Shin will get into another fight, and Sabine will kick Shin's ass. The first fight between them ended with Sabine losing, and then the second one ended with a draw. They both got disarmed, and then Shin ran away. Sabine will win in their third fight. That's just how these kind of things work in movies and TV shows. And I bet Sabine will call upon the Force to win. How else would she win? She sucks ass with a lightsaber. She's just gonna have some stupid random moment, you know, where it all clicks in her. She finally feels the Force, and she uses it, and she defeats Shin. Maybe she even kills her. Maybe she kills Balin. I don't know. But Sabine is a Mary Sue. She was a Mary Sue in Rebels, and I wouldn't put it past Filoni to make her a Mary Sue in this show too. The only reason Dave Filoni is using this explanation is because he doesn't want fans to be upset about Sabine being Force sensitive. So now he just says, everyone can use the Force if they try hard enough. Everybody is created equally. My name is Dave Filoni. I'm a retard. That way, you can't get mad about her using the Force since everyone can. Dave Filoni is not the savior of Star Wars. Dave Filoni is part of the problem. He may not be as bad as Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, or Rian Johnson, but he's still a fucking idiot who doesn't give two shits about Star Wars. If Dave Filoni really cared about Star Wars, then why is he retconning the Force? The Force is one of the main staples of Star Wars. It's just as iconic as lightsabers, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. The Force is one of the first things that pops into your head when you think of Star Wars, and Dave Filoni just fucking retconned it so he can make a character use the Force that wouldn't have been able to otherwise. That should show you that he doesn't give a fuck about George Lucas or Star Wars. Dave Filoni also loves a sequel trilogy, so don't think that this moron will ever retcon them. Anyone who still has faith in this guy is a fucking retard.
You know, Rey, she impresses Han Solo. He's like the guy's guy, impresses him, impresses everybody in the audience. She goes up with Kylo Ren, she punks him right away. Like, he's supposed to be this great guy, wiped out all these people. I don't know. She took that lightsaber and was like, I'm going to take you out. And she did, and I'm all for it. And she looked strong.
You know, it's really annoying how Star Wars Theory is twisting this quote from George so he can defend this show. Star Wars Theory is defending this show to death for two reasons. Number one, he's fucking gay for Dave Filoni and wants to suck him off. Number two, he wants to sell his Ahsoka merch. Get your brand new Ahsoka sweatshirt. For the low price of $50, you could go out in public looking like a total dork. Get your new Shin Baddie hat. Only $35, available in 3 different variants. Get your new Admiral Attitude t-shirt and walk around the streets looking like a badass. The ladies will love it. Oh, what's that? You think I look like a fag? Well, fuck you, you're a fucking whore. And you might be saying, you shouldn't be complaining about Star Wars Theory in your Dave Filoni video.
Well, too bad. Oh well.
Star Wars Theory is always going around saying how much he loves George Lucas's Star Wars and how important it is to preserve George Lucas's legacy, yet he'll defend shows that take a shit on George's legacy so he can sell a couple of shirts. He did this for the Kenobi series too. Oh yeah, and guess what? Now he hates the Kenobi series. It's because he doesn't have any more Kenobi merch to sell. So, in conclusion, Dave Filoni is a retard who doesn't care about Star Wars, its fans, his fans, or George Lucas. And Star Wars Theory is a sellout. Okay, yeah, that's all I got. So, subscribe if you like the video. Bye.